We would not be successful without you guys. I appreciate, you and your team. I see us having a very long relationship together.
So Austin, tell us a little bit about Dillon Precision.
We sell ammunition reloading machines. So we sell the machines where you can take the brass after you fire a shot. You can resize it, put all the components back together, and you can, basically make your own ammunition. A lot of people like to reload ammunition to, save on cost. They can kind of customize their loads if they're hunting, or if they're doing competitive shooting, or if they want to kind of control their own supply. Sometimes, it gets really expensive, so they can kind of control their own supply.
Dillon's been in the industry for a long time.
Next year will be our 50th anniversary, so we're super
Wow,
excited for that.
Congratulations.
I think one of the most difficult things was planning, inventory planning, forecasting, and then having visibility on what we're low on, trying to capture the true costs of the manufacturing process, the time associated with the actual production orders, like a robust system, like creating a production order, getting it to the floor, and then turning it back in. Making sure the inventory is properly flowing from where it's coming in from, and also where it's going to. That, I ring true at my company that wherever it physically is, it digitally needs to be as well.
So tell us a little bit about the journey in evaluating ERP solutions and what brought you to Acumatica.
So we were on a legacy ERP, and we had a VAR that we actually, we really liked. But when we had the internal meeting, all right guys, it's time to move to the next generation and to the 21st century. We said, hey, we're gonna try to be VAR agnostic, and we want to try and find the right platform for us. So through our exploration, I was like, I do not want to make this decision in a silo, because I was kind of leading the project. So we got all the business leaders, in our organization, and all of us went through all 3 demos and exploration, and by far everyone loved Acumatica.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about what was that journey like in the sales process to the implementation team.
You guys just asked us, tell us about us, right? What is our core competencies? What are we looking for? What do we need, And we come from a very simple background. So one of the name of the games is this got to be usable.
Right.
Another thing for us is we needed a VAR that was available. Sometimes we need hand-holding. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we just need to bounce ideas off. And you guys have so much, anytime we had a question, you guys had the resource. So I didn't have to go anywhere else. You guys had, most all your team knew so much about Acumatica that they were able to show and explain how each module function and flow to each other.
When we transitioned to you guys to the implementation team, you were introduced to a project manager.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about experience using a project manager.
I think the project would have failed without a good project manager. We had Leia, and she was awesome. She's a rock star, because it keeps me on top of it, keeps me honest, right? For me, I have, the biggest project was the ERP implementation, mm-hmm. but I also had a lot of other day-to-day stuff to do. She helped me, kind of get organized. We used, your, I think it's called Rocket Lane, to keep us organized. Tasks, she would check in on me. One of the things I really liked is we would just have a 15 or 30-minute call of how are you doing? What do you think's going right? There's no one else, it was just us. So you have that open honesty of whether it's frustrations or successes, or just hey, things are great. And she was able to kind of tailor and tune it. But she kept me on my toes, and yeah, she was awesome.
Tell us a little bit about your user adoption. How did the users, accept the new ERP platform? Because they were using the other one for many years, right?
Yeah, so we were on that for 10 or 15 years or something, and user adoption was probably our biggest hurdle. We've been around since the 70s. We have a way of doing things, right? So that was probably the biggest hurdle we had to come over. And we just kept talking. One, making them a part of the process, right? So bringing them into the conversation, talking to them of what do you need? What's the end? And then, what is your end goal? And then once we got the end goal from them, it's okay, now keep that. Stick the end goal in a pin board, pegboard, whatever, and that's your guiding light. So focusing on the end result and accepting the growing pains that are going to come.
Right.
You know, and I was extremely happy with like my team internally, because we're trying to help every department out become successful. So they were patient with me. I learned a lot from their departments. It's extremely humbling to kind of like see the day-to-day stuff that they go through that I don't always get to see. So yeah, when we first started, I said I wanted to have it done in 9 months, and we kind of set a date and we hit it, you know.
Awesome.
The beginning process of Go Live was, you know, the preparation, and the biggest part was data, right? Getting good data in the system, not getting any, you know, not bringing in any junk, garbage in, garbage out. But the Go Live process, as scary as it was, you know, we came in, had a couple hiccups, but that were solved, you know, just like that. The team was available and ready, and I went home at 5 o'clock and I was like, this is weird. Everything's fine. You know, so it was a success. It was kind of a quiet success, and I know we had scheduled, I think, you know, daily. The first day was like full hands-on availability, and you know, we used that a little. Days 2 through 10, we had scheduled an hour call, you know, at like 10 o'clock. Hey, what's going on? What's breaking? What do we need help on? I think after the third day, I told Leia, I was like, I'm good.
Awesome.
You know, you guys set us up for success, and the whole team was just, you know, kind of like, hey, everything's good. Like, is there some big, you know, storm coming that we're not going to see? But it never came. So
that's great to hear.
yeah, that was awesome. We have the core company, Dillon Precision, but we also have 2 other companies that, you know, kind of like our sister companies that we fully want to bring on into Acumatica. So it was kind of nervous, like, okay, like, is it going to work for them? You know, it's important for us to go live. But we actually just brought on our Dillon Optics company to Acumatica in January 1st.
Awesome.
You know, and all the skills that, you know, you guys had given me, I took all the lessons we learned and we're able to apply that. So now, not only do we have 3 different companies on 3 different systems, we're getting them all into the ecosystem, right? So my accounting team, because we only have 1 accounting team, they can log into 1 system and they can take care of optics. They can, you know, take care of our foam company. They can, you know, there's efficiency, you know, and all the things we've built out for Dillon Precision, we're able to go, you know, through there. Another, you know, we just, out of our casual conversations of shipping, and, you know, I thought there were some opportunities from the native Acumatica integration. Carla just suggested we work with RateLinks.
Right.
And that's turned into be a great partnership. So we're about to go live with RateLinks' a kind of shipping software. So extremely excited. You know, it's a little conversations that you guys pick up on some nuggets and you give it back.
Right.
Right.
I recall, you know, we had that meeting and we were talking about strategy that were outside of the ERP. Mm-hmm. What was the feeling with management when we were talking about what is your long-term goals and how we can help you leverage Acumatica?
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things would be the CRM, right? Getting the CRM fully implemented and having it one source of truth. Getting, you know, for the longest time, the, you know, high-level financial decisions or insights were manually done. You know, I'd send my boss a report, or I'd send him a spreadsheet or a screenshot. So now, you know, getting everyone in Acumatica, you know, even the top people into Acumatica, they're gaining insights that, and they're able to, you know, be self-sufficient. They're able to have the financial analysis that we need to keep expanding and you know, and keep moving forward. So this year we've got a couple new products launching, so we're very excited about that. You know, we've got some innovations that are in R&D right now that we think it's really going to kind of change the dynamics of the industry. So one, being ready to manufacture it and have accurate costs so we can associate a solid price, and then be able to scale, because we really hope that, you know, the next kind of leg of our product line, like the next product lines we're going to be pushing out, is going to open up a whole new market segment.
Right.
As much as we love the reloading industry, it's a very small fraction of like the shooting industry. So we want to expand that to, like, it can be for everyone.
Great.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Thank you, Austin.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've been a great customer. We love working with your team. They're very engaged with our team, and that's what's really important. important to enable success for both of us.
Right.
So thank you again, and we're looking forward for a long-term relationship
No, I
with you guys.
appreciate that. We would not be successful without you guys. And I appreciate you and your team, the implementation team, the Go Live team, and then our continued support team. It's just been fantastic. So I see us having a very long relationship together.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
So, thank you.